Hi, I'm Corine, and welcome to Goodbye Gluten.
Saying goodbye to gluten does not mean saying goodbye to great food and great taste.
So please like this video, share it with friends, and subscribe to our channel.
Today we are going to make a protein smoothie. It is yummy. It's great for if you are on the go or looking for ways to add some extra protein or even have a refreshing drink on a hot summer's day. So let's see what we need. So for our smoothie packs today, we're going to need some old bananas. Smoothies are a fabulous way to use up the old bananas. This is way too done for me to actually eat as a banana. We're also going to need some berries. I use frozen berries for this. And then if you want to be done with here, you can absolutely stop. This is where Greg likes it. For me, I want to add some spinach. So it's a good way to use up some leftover spinach, especially if it's getting towards the end of your spinach container. Rather than have it go to waste, it can go into a smoothie. What I do is I use quart-size Ziploc bags and just prep a bunch at a time. This is really helpful if you know you've got a busy week, if someone's having, surgery or somebody's sick, if you just all that. And one trick I've learned with this is break your banana pieces up because not all blenders like a whole half of a banana. And then I do a half a banana, depending on what size they are, about a half a banana per bag. Then I throw in my spinach. You can see this is the end of a spinach container. And I just put in about a handful, kind of like that. It's a great way to get a few greens in rather than just eating them. Yeah, I know. Put those in. What's wrong one? Put that in there. We're going to open the other one too. We have them all assembled. If you have other people in the house that might be wondering what these are, you absolutely could label them. Believe me, with the green stuff in it, nobody else in this house is going to touch these, so we're good to go. So now I'm going to put these in my freezer. So now we're going to make a smoothie. Oftentimes these are hard, so I'll give it kind of a whack to break everything up. Here's what we're going to need to make the smoothie. So in addition to our frozen smoothie pack, I'm going to add 1.5 scoops of my protein powder. The instructions say 2 scoops, but I find 2 scoops gets a little gritty and grainy. I will also add 1 cup of soy milk. You could use regular milk, you could use oat milk if you wish, or you could use straight water. And then I will be adding about 1 cup of water to it as well to thin it down. All right, so the first thing I always do is put my milk in the bottom because I know right where 1 cup is on this particular container. And then I put my frozen items in. the hard one for this container, so if you're using a larger blender, it's probably easier to get it all in. You just shove everybody in. Like I said, I've done this. I know everybody fits in this container. Push it down. And add my protein powder. And like I said, I use 1.5 scoops. You absolutely could use the full 2 scoops. This is the Orgain organic protein. It's dairy free. And this is the vanilla flavor. I also really like the chocolate. Now from here, if you wanted to, you could add a fiber supplement or even maybe some peanut butter powder if you like that. I have sometimes added cocoa powder, just a teaspoon of plain Hershey cocoa powder. That's really good. And then I'm going to finish it off with my water and put my blender parts in. This looks really full, but trust me, it all fits. And then I usually give it a little bit of a shake, pop it in, turn the blender on. My blender has a smoothie function, which is really nice. So here we go.
It's not good to record.
Okay, so I usually give it a little bit of a shake, kind of check to see how thick or thin this is. Sometimes depending on how much frozen stuff you have in it, it'll be thicker or thinner. And you can see this is pretty thick. So I'm going to add a little more water. Poke my straw in to kind of move it down. Yum. And then just give it a couple quick pulses. Here we have it. Now from here, if you're using a regular blender or you don't have the smoothie cup, you absolutely could pour this into another glass or a cup. I use this as 1 full serving for myself. You could split it for 2 people, but I usually use this as an actual meal late in the afternoon, something to tide me over till dinner. Pop the lid on. There we have it. Yummy smoothie with some protein, some veggies. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. And please remember what we always say here at Goodbye Gluten. Saying goodbye to gluten does not mean saying goodbye to great food and great taste. Have a wonderful afternoon.